but why is this important? I'm asking sincerely. And convince me it's important because if there are genuine fears of misunderstanding God, I mean, misunderstanding God is not a good thing. So convince me that. What if somebody says, you know what? You're confusing me. And it's not my feeling. I'm telling you a fact. I'm already confused. And I don't want to be confused. Just leave me alone. And okay, so I say God is unknowable. God is, from my point of view, nothingness. That's it. Okay, but I'm a good Jew. I'm doing mitzvahs. That's what keeps me going. So just leave me alone and stop telling me things that not only I don't understand, but for generations, it was pretty much consensus that these things are not helpful and they're only distracting. Like, why do I need this? Leave me alone, basically.
I once spoke about this subject many years ago in Boro Park. And a very simple, delightful, sincere, humble guy came over and said, I hear what you're saying, but I don't need this. Ich darf es nicht. I know what I need to do. And my first reaction was, what a sweetheart. This is what the Baal Shem Tov loved, right?
Right. That's the simple Jew.
Yeah. But then I realized, wait a minute. I was talking about God and God's investment in the Torah, and a Jew tells me, I don't need this. What are you saying? You don't need God because you have mitzvahs? There's something seriously lacking. If this is supposed to be a relationship, it's like men who don't get along with their wives. Their cop-out is, you can't understand women. Can't understand them. Mysterious. We'll never understand. So what kind of relationship do you have?
Well, he'll say, and I do everything she tells me to do. So why do I need to understand her? And you can't understand her anyway.
But that's very unlikely. If you don't even know what she wants.
No, he says, I know what she wants. She told me what she wants. I just don't get it. And I don't even argue with her. I just do it. That's what that guy's telling you.
Yeah, that sounds pretty cold. I just don't want trouble. I'll just do what she says. That's a relationship.
And what if somebody argues to you that, excuse me, sir, it's very important to you that I understand all these deep things about God. But what I'm telling you is, you're disturbing me. You're distracting me. I would like to just serve God. Stop talking to me about understanding him. I know what he wants. He wants the mitzvahs. There's something called Kitzur Shulchan Aruch. It makes it pretty simple and clear what my expectations are, what his expectations are of me. Stop confusing me. I'm begging you, stop. What are you going to tell a guy?
I'm not talking to you.
Okay.
I'm addressing those people who want to know.
And so what if the guy comes to you and says, stop confusing my friends? They're not even smart enough to be able to tell you to stop confusing them.
No, look, the guy says, I'm fine just doing what God asks.
Yeah.
God asks. I'm just telling you what that means, that God asks. It means he's serious. But when you say I'm doing what God asks, and I ask you, what, does he really, really want you to do it? No. I don't know. There's something wrong with that. You're devoting your life to what he wants. You're not even sure he wants it.
I don't know. I just know it's what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah, that's not a relationship if a husband would say that.
I don't know how he feels about it. I just know it's what I'm supposed to do. Leave me alone.
Is that a good husband? Or is that a very unhappy wife? Every marriage counseling the husband always says, hey, I do what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
And the wife is miserable. Why? Because she doesn't count. As long as he's doing what he's supposed to do, everything's great.
Well, what if he says, isn't it enough? Isn't it enough proof that I care about you, that I'm doing what you say? Why is that not enough?
It is enough.
I'll spell it out. I know what the mitzvahs are. I know what I'm supposed to do as a Jew. I'm doing it. I know that that's what I need to do. That's it. Why does it have to be deeper than that?
It doesn't have to be. But why isn't it good news to you that when you do what God wants, you're doing what he really, really wants? That's not good news? That disturbs you?
I'm going to continue to, to a certain extent, I'm playing a role here, but maybe someone say, yeah, it does. Or it complicates things. It's way too much. And you're getting into nuances of theology that I'm just incapable of following. And really, if you really want to know, I'm afraid that you're going to mess up what I already have. I have mitzvah observance. You're going to tell me all this highfalutin stuff that I can't really grasp. And what if, are you ready to take responsibility that you tell me a bunch of fancy stuff and in the end, it's going to disrupt my mitzvah observance?
I guess that's what
So you're a marriage counselor, you're going to sit down with a guy who's a good husband. He does what he's supposed to do. And he says, listen, I don't know her. She's unknowable. I don't even want to hear anything. I mean, if she wants me to sit here and nod, I'll nod, but I just do what I'm supposed to do. And you say, no, I want you to go out with your wife and I want you to understand her. And he comes back and he says, you know what?
I understand her and I'm out of here.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But isn't that what the anti-Hasidic movement was all about? The Baal Shem Tov came along and said, God really wants your heart. And they said, oh, leave me alone. I'm perfect. I do what I'm supposed to do, and you're complicating things. Yes, that was their argument. So why was it so important for Hasidus to... I'm sure they said the same thing about the Gemara when they already had Mishnah. And they said, what are you complicating things? Learn the Mishnah, you got everything you need. So yeah, there are those who are disturbed by progress, but most people benefited greatly from Hasidus. There must have been a few people who dropped out. I have no doubt that happened. They said, look, if I can't be a tzaddik, then I quit. And the Alter Rebbe says, I can't be a tzaddik, finished. It must have happened. But that's the danger of a little bit of knowledge, because people who don't have, don't read the fine print, they're totally inspired by this whole idea. And those who are open to growing in the relationship with God, absolutely thrilled. Because all we're really saying is, you are serving God, just appreciate how much He appreciates it. Why is that disturbing? Because it's more about Him than about you? Come on.